Greetings, that idiot Gazza here. As this channel has remarkably been getting quite a few more followers lately, I thought I'd do a quick behind the scenes as to how we record one of the episodes. So we'll start this week with just a recording. It's Tuesday now, the video drops on Friday, and the first thing I need to do is decide what tune I'm going to do. There's various criteria. It has to be something interesting for the pigs, obviously, and the rabbits. And the rules are, it has to be under 1 minute, like the old Instagram rules, and preferably not too difficult, because I'm not very good and I'm not very clever these days. What I've chosen this week is, case in point, it's the Bach's Brandenburg Concerto No. 3. I've had a look online, I've played along with it quite a bit, and I think I can make it work. I've found the sheet music and also written out my own part, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sit there and listen to it. I'm going to mark out when all the little things, interesting things happen, so I can choreograph something spontaneously to happen when I shoot the video, which will be on Thursday. So, okay, let's open up Logic Audio. What I've done, I've chosen the first sort of 8-bar phrase of the piece, the second 8-bar phrase of the piece, and the final coda, which is a little bit longer, and I'm hoping that will fit into the 1 minute maximum I have. Some of you might recognise this fella. There's a few more of them up there. Right, excuse handheld. Here we have my Logic Audio with all of the tracks laid out already. With I've got the drums there, I've got tracks which are set up already for the pigs, and guitars and bass and everything. And over here I have the mix page ready to go. I only get a few hours to do these a week, so everything is a rush and everything is a lot of messing about at the last second. So hopefully I can get this one done, because it is quite a big project. We'll see. Okay, what I've done is I've divided it on the, what do you call that? I forget what you call that thing. Logic, the main screen. I've divided into sections using the markers, so I can match that to what I got in the sheet music. I've counted all the bars, and it looks like I am just a few seconds over the 1 minute. So what I've had to do is push the tempo a bit, which immediately makes things a lot more difficult. But it is what it is. Done is better than perfect, so I better crack on. I have the click track. Etc, etc, etc. You'll be sick to death of hearing that by the end. And I'll start with the drums. So I've got the keyboard here. Kick drum there. Etc, etc. So what I'll do is I'll go through and record a rough drum part, just so then I can start concentrating on recording the bass guitar. So I'm going to switch the camera off to do this, because it's going to take a while and there'll be lots of swearing. Here's an interesting dilemma. I've got the line, where are we? I've got the low D, but I know from past experience there's no point in using it, because most people are going to listen to this on mobile devices, which just do not have the capacity to go that low. I think I'll just leave it at the leave it there. Right, that was the bass part done. It took about an hour to record and edit, and for those of you who know, the blue regions are all of the edits that it took. Doesn't sound too bad. That's enough of that. Next up is guitar, which will probably be even more edits. I'm realising once again that I'm out of my depth. It's a bridge too far. And I should probably reassess and think about doing something a bit easier. It's too late. I've already used up a whole hour on the bass. Okay, I'll be recording tomorrow as well then. We'll see. Nah. So, another not insignificant amount of time has passed, and the guitar tracks are done. It was brutal and emotional. There was lots of screaming, crying and swearing and throwing things around, but I've sort of got them to a place where I'm reasonably happy. That's just the melody guitars that I still feel I need to put like a rhythm guitar on there, but we'll have to wait and see with that. So yeah, everything is sort of in its little box at the moment, but because I have to animate that one particular rabbit, and that's time to do the glockenspiel, which if I remember rightly, oh yeah, if I turn the channel up. As a side note, it should be said that I do not play keyboards at all. So I will actually be step entering each individual note as we go through, because I'm special, okay? It's more out of tradition than necessity that I do this. I usually record a live hi-hat, because whether it adds anything or not, I don't know. It's more superstition and stupidity than it is I don't know. I give up. If you've never had to do this in your life, then you're doing life wrong. By using masking tape to stick a rubber pig down in front of a microphone, because sometimes I have to hit the poor fella quite hard, and he has a habit of sliding across the desk. I mean, believe me, I would have given this lot up months and months ago, but unfortunately it's got quite popular and it has its regular fans on Instagram, so we have to keep it going. And there's not just one, and don't forget there's number 3 as well. So, but they, interestingly enough, they all have their own individual voice, which when you mix in stereo, God, I sound like such an idiot. When you mix in stereo, you can actually pick each one out. Yes, I'm that sad. I'm tired, I'm hungry, and I want a beer. Phew, okay, nearly there. Everything's tracked and I'm reasonably happy in as much as I can be. I'm usually not very happy, but it's getting late. It was a bit of a bar fight, this one. I'd bitten off a little bit too much. Here's a sneak peek, or preview. Hope that focused. But anyway, obviously you hear the final thing when you watch it on YouTube or Instagram. Right, now it's time for mix down, and what I usually do is shut the desk off, shut everything off apart from the interface, and I mix down completely in the box. Then what I'll do is I'll start with the bass and the kick, and I'll cut out as much as I can from everything else to give everything else as much space, and send different bits to different sides. Is that still... there we go. I don't trust that camera anymore, it's not... Right, I'm going to go and mix it quickly, and then we'll wrap up. Okay, mix is done. For some reason my Mac won't let me do a screen video. I think it might be hard drivers are full or something. But anyway, I'll just give you a look at the mixer screen. Don't know if you can see, that's my mouse there. First track is bass. What I've done is rolled off the bottom end, given it a spike, quite a big spike actually, in the mid-range, because it has to stick out on mobile devices. Compressed it a bit as well. Next is the kick drum. Again, I do a funny sort of EQ thing with that. I usually give it a dip out at just below 200 Hertz where the snare drum is. I do a massive, everything over sort of 800 gets a massive boost. Yeah, I know, shoot me. Snare is pretty much as it is, apart from a few effects. The hats, again, usual compression, everything high pass, filter, and a bit of stuffing up with the compression. There's no hat sample in there. Overheads, there's nothing but reverb. Piggy, again, a bit of roll off on the bass. Typical guitars. There's two leads on this one. Panned left, then panned hard right. As you can see on the both of them, the EQ, I've rolled off everything starting, well, basically at 200. What I tend to do is I start taking stuff out, and if I don't miss it, then it's fine. Same with the rhythm. That's a bit more. There's only one rhythm track on this one because I couldn't remember what I played, so I didn't want to double track it. Yes, it's that silly. Again, usual EQ, it's a little bit off center. Then there's the three backing pigs, which all go to the bus, which is over here, which, whoops, I forgot to, I'll take the bottom out of the pigs as well, because they do actually produce a lot of bass, the pigs. Now on the stereo bus, I have obviously the channel EQ I just use for checking. I've got a compressor here which is on 4:1. Oh dear, I'm going to get in so much trouble. And add limiter default setting on the end. I tend to find that isn't going to be too much for Instagram-age. But I'll give you a quick preview. Put the camera microphone in the sort of center so you're staring at a crack. It's very, very, very healthy to be staring at a crack. And there's my 4 bass drum hits, or 6 bass drum hits to start. But yeah, that was just the camera microphone. You can hear the delays on the guitars just to smudge everything up. Lovely. So that was that. That wasn't a very typical session. The piece was a lot more difficult than I'd anticipated. I thought I was quick enough to read it at that tempo. It would have probably been alright if it was at the 100 BPM like I'd planned, but that would have taken it over a minute, and I didn't. It was cut bars out of it or just speed it up, and I thought speeding up would be easier. It wasn't, but anyway. If you're watching this, there's a good chance you've already seen the full production. That would have gone out a few days ago. If you want more content like this, let us know in the comments below. And be rude. I don't mind you being rude, because sometimes it can be funny. But anyway, thanks for watching the videos, and thanks for supporting the channel so far, especially the people on Instagram. It's more of an Instagram thing. Rondo showed up for work. Thanks for watching, and let me know if you want to see any more mindless stupidity in the comments below. Oh. Life's better with pigs.